Is this new Tarantino-esque World War II spaghetti western-like German modern Grindhouse movie worth a watch? Stay tuned to find out. Hey, what's up everyone? Paul from Grindhouse Funhouse, and if you said to me a few days ago, Paul, you'll be talking about another movie about Nazis stealing gold that doesn't belong to them at the tail end of World War II, much like SISU, the last movie you reviewed, I would have said you're out of your damn mind. But here we are with a new Netflix movie from Germany titled Blood and Gold. Desperate to return home to his daughter in the final days of World War II, Henrik, a German deserter, finds himself caught and then hung by his SS squad, only to be saved by Elsa, a local farmer who lives on her family's secluded farm with her brother, brings him back home to nurse him back to health. Meanwhile, those SS soldiers are on their way to a nearby village named Sonnenberg, where they believe a gold stash awaits them, laying somewhere in the ruins of a Jewish family's home. When Elsa's brothers get kidnapped and brought to the village, Henrik will try to help save him and will get mixed up in all the gold shenanigans and also helping killing all those darn Nazis. I have very low expectations when I'm about to watch a Netflix movie. I can count on one hand how many other movie releases I've enjoyed enough that I would recommend them. Well, I can raise another finger on that hand because Blood and Gold is now one of those movies. It comes from director Peter Thorwarth, whose last effort was another Netflix movie, 2021's Blood Red Sky, which is a plane hijacking movie, so he already dabbled in the action thriller genre, which this is. Much like SISU, I came for the bloodshed. It's not as in your face and constant like SISU was. Here we get more story and feelings, gotta build that relationship, bonding time between Henrik and Elsa. But once that relationship is built, then the bloody Nazi killing good time starts up. They get shot at, pitchfork, blown up grenade style, thrown off from the top of a church. There's a really great hand-to-hand combat sequence between Henrik and the second-in-command to Lieutenant Colonel Dorfler, played by Florian Schmidtke, who's like the Tom Sizemore German look-alike. And speaking of Lieutenant Colonel von Starfair, played by Alexander Scheer, he hams it up pretty good. Just a right touch of evil. And they gave him this mask he wears throughout the movie to shield his gnarly war injuries, which you'll get to see at some point. As for Henrik and Elsa, played by Robert Maaser and Mary Act, respectively, he handled himself well, but nothing too spectacular. But I'd say Mary's acting in this really shines. She has badass scenes of her own, saves the day a few times, and she just brings it. Is Blood and Gold a totally original story? Of course not. Is it a well-done modern Grindhouse movie? Sure. Much like SISU, it's a very simple story. This time around, it's about a soldier wanting to go back home to his daughter, and it's also about the gold and who knows about it, who's trying to get their hands on it, because it's not just the Nazis. There's a few twists and turns, some shady villagers having their own agendas, but it is very much engaging, good pacing, good production value, although making it a tight 90 minutes like SISU would have made it much better. It finishes the way you think it will, with a few minor surprises. It does get a bit bleak. No one gets away unhurt. Some of it is pretty brutal, gritty, and real to life. But on the flip side, some of those deaths are pretty damn satisfying, and a few "fuck yeah" might have been spoken by me when it happened. I would say that the only downside Blood and Gold has is that it came out right after SISU, so its impact is lesser, but I would argue that it would still make a great modern Grindhouse double bill. This would be a great Sunday afternoon watch for the whole family. Honestly, this subgenre of movies, not so much Nazi exploitation, but just movies about the killing of Nazis, I will never get tired of it in any shape or form. I mean, you can tell the people behind Blood and Gold are fans of Italian exploitation war movies of the 60s and 70s, and Tarantino and his Inglourious Bastards, who much like them, Tarantino will liberally rip off exploitation movies from the 60s and 70s, but his writing is much, much better. I watched the English dub version and the voices cast for it were alright, although I would be curious to watch it again in its native German language. Two things I want to mention that caught my eyes and ears. There's a scene in a cemetery and the name we see on the tombstone is some fella named Walter Hill. And what caught my ears was the sweet sound of a Willem scream, which any self-respecting genre movie director must at least let it be heard once in their movies, so kudos for both of these nods. So this is a recommendation from me for Blood and Gold, which can be seen now on Netflix. Go visit all my socials at Grindhouse Funhouse. In the comment section below, let me know your thoughts on Blood and Gold, and if you watch it as a double bill with SISU, let me know which one you enjoyed more. More reviews of fresh new movies coming up soon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll say to you, ciao bye for now.